Damn, look at them lips. Hellcat still got them lips, boy. I got them Tyrone lips, man. Look at them lips. No wonder they like me. Anyway, what's up with it? Shine, breezy, for sheezy. What's up with it? I want to talk about the Stacy / Keisha princess vibe. I was looking at a video earlier from Loser Maxing, or whatever his name is, and he was talking about how women treat like the Keishas and the Stacys, how they treat like sub-5 men. And at once upon a time, I was sub-5 too, when I was super overweight. I basically was like 30 pounds heavier than I am right now. It was one like part of the video where he said he sensed, the princess vibe, from Keisha and Stacy's or whatever. He was saying, how dare this sub-5 speak in the presence of me or some shit like that. How dare this sub-5 speak in my presence. That's what Little 7 type of vibe got. What's up with it? To Jana? What's up with it? To Jana? These women, they got that princess vibe, man. If you are not on their looks level, they're gonna reject you with authority, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not like a soft rejection, bro. It is a hardcore, in-your-face type of rejection, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Remember I was telling you about that guy, Roger, that used to come around to the Starbucks and bother all the employees, especially the women. And he was approaching Little 7. I said, oh shit. Little 7 had just got hired there, bro. And Little 7, she got that princess vibe, you know what I'm saying? She's a 7 in look, so yeah, naturally she's gonna treat herself like a princess, right? Anybody that's not on her looks level, she ain't paying attention to, right? So when Roger started to approach Little 7, I said, oh shit, this nigga's in trouble, man. Now Roger, some of you guys just subscribe to my channel. Roger is this Mr. Wilson type of guy, Dennis the Menace that come around, bother everybody, say hello to everybody, just being a nuisance, you know what I'm saying, annoying and shit. He was extra friendly. He coming in saying hello to everybody in the cafe, And when he started to approach Little 7, and Little 7 had that uncomfortable look in her face when he approached her, like, get the hell away from me before I slap you, silly. I saw that, I was like, damn. I tried to warn him, man. He got, boy, he got shot down so hard that he was like, I thought you he couldn't even get his words out. He was fucking stuttering and shit. He was like, you voted for Donald Trump, didn't you? When he got rejected hard, boy, as soon as he was making his way over there, I was like, this motherfucker's in trouble. He about to get his feelings hurt, bro. I was like, nah, she got that princess vibe about her, bro. You feel what I'm saying? She got long hair. She's very short, but she's a 7. You know what I'm saying? And, and I said, I want to warn him, like, no, don't go over there, bro. You go get your feelings hurt. And he did. When she was like not paying attention to him, bro, he got mad as fuck. I bet you voted for Donald Trump, didn't you? Cause that's the way he talks. You feel what I'm saying? He's slow. You know what I'm saying? I guess he's retarded because he repeats the same shit over and over again. One time, he kept on saying that shit over and over again. None of that. He kept on coming in saying that shit over and over again, man. That motherfucker was like a robot. He come in about none of that, and you had to reply none of that. Either all right. And he did that shit for like 2 or 3 weeks. Coming in about none of that, none of that. I'm like, bro, you already said that already, bro. You repeating that shit, bro. You're annoying everybody with that. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, these women, they don't like that you know, you as a guy that's under them approaching them, bro. Just like what's his name said, you know, loser Maxon said, how dare this sub-5 speak in my presence? That's what he was saying, that they were saying. That's their attitude that they didn't say it, but that's the attitude that a lot of these females got, bro. All these Stacy's and these Keishas, they got that princess attitude, meaning that you are a peasant. You are a peasant. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are under them. You are beneath them. You are not worthy of their attention. That's why I said get that bag and all that princess shit goes away, man. They'll tuck that princess attitude in the corner when she know, when they know you got money and shit. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, they don't like to be approached. Like, remember I told you when I was drunk, I won a little bit of money on my numbers, right? I went in there drunk. I was talking to her fat friend that been talking to me, passing by, saying stuff to me. And her Stacy friend did not like me being over there, bro. I was just beneath her, but as far as she is concerned, yeah. I'm like, who is this guy approaching me? He's drunk. You know what I'm saying? How dare Cat approach me? You know? And then the next day I realized, I was like, God damn, I was drunk over there. But I would have never had approached them anyway if I wasn't drunk. You feel what I'm saying? Now them females, they don't go to that cafe no more. I guess I scared them away. But I was drunk, so sue me, you know. And I had won some money. So I was feeling happy, you know. But these women that are the Stacy's and the Keishas, the 8, 9s, and 10s, including the 7s. The 7s got this attitude too, man. I say 7 through 10 got the princess attitude. Now the 1, 2, now the 3, 4s, and 5s and 6s, they don't really have that princess attitude. You know, like Thickums, she don't have that princess attitude because she's sub-5, man. She can't afford to be all like, how dare you approach me? She don't have that type of attitude. You know, shorty pants, she don't have that attitude. She down to earth because she's a foreign looks, man. Shorty pants, you know, she a foreign looks, and shorty pants part 2 don't really have that attitude either, man, because she's around a 5 or a 6 in looks. She's very short. Shorty pants part 2. And who else? Boobs, she don't got that attitude, man. She got that approachable attitude. You know, but Little 7 is a higher caliber than Shorty Pants. I mean, yeah, Shorty Pants and Boobs. You know, Boobs, she's a maybe like a 5.5 or a 6, somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying? 5.5, 6. She's not a 7. You know what I'm saying? She's not Little 7. Little 7, she's on a different level. She's the prettiest one in there. Little 7. You know what I'm saying? And she carries that princess attitude, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, now I did catch Little 7 looking at my physique and shit. You know what I'm saying? She'll look at me and be like, "Oh, he got a nice body, but he's old." She probably thinking in her head, "He's old." So I saw Little 7 looking at me from behind the counter when I was walking with my pit bull strut. You know what I'm saying? Walking with my chest out. I do it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Peacocking, man. Who's peacocking? You know, but that attitude is real, bro. Like, when you are a sub 5, and I've been there. I can speak on it because I've been there. Women, they don't even want to have a conversation with you, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You're fat. You're out of shape. She would be upset if you even had given her a fucking advance. You know, you send advances her way, bro. She would get pissed off. Some of them get hostile towards you. Like I said, man, I have had females in the bars and clubs back when I used to go to bars and clubs want to fight me on the dance floor, man, because I approached them. You know, and I'm thinking I'm still that young dude that's 20-something years old approaching some of these Stacy's and Keishas and not knowing that I have age and I have put on weight. I'm going to say it again. And I put on weight. You know what I'm saying? And these women are going to get mad. They don't get mad that you approach them, bro. They take it as an insult that you approach them, bro. And then they'll go tell somebody like, "Oh, he's bothering me. He's bothering me." They'll go around and tell one of their friends or an instant bystander or something. And if he think that he can take you, he'll get in your face, man. Like when I was approaching these women at Starbucks, hella drunk, by the way. I was hella drunk, and I would never have approached them if I wasn't drunk. But I approached them, and I was talking to them, and making conversation, you know, talking about this and that, you know, talking about my capoeira, you know, and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And you could tell that the Stacy that was sitting on her side, because she the fat girl, she hangs around the Stacy all the time. I used to see them come around into Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? You know, I used to see them come around Starbucks, talking to each other, and the fat girl used to always be in my face and stuff. That's the reason why I went over there, because the bitch was always in my face, bro. When I was sitting down in the corner by myself, just minding my own business, and she jumps in my face. "How you doing today?" "Hi." Just making sure I fucking see her and shit. So one day I was drunk, and I came across her, and then I approached her. I said, "You always approaching me, bitch. Like I can't approach you." So I went over there and talked to her while I was drunk and shit. You know, and like I said, her friend on the side, she did not like that at all. Like, how dare this Kale Cat, that's an average looking man, approach me? I'm looking for Chad or Tyrone. You know, I'm just repeating what Loser Maxon was saying, bro. He funny, bro. I started laughing, bro. That's how they are, bro. They think they're royalty because the society is telling them that they're royalty and shit. And ever since then, they've been treated like princesses by their mother and father and shit, daddy's little girl and stuff. They always have gotten their way. And if you as an average man or a below average man approaches them, you better watch out, man. They might fuck you up, bro, somehow. They might get their cousins or their family to fuck you up. Like I said, there was a guy who that was on the side that stepped in while I was talking. Okay, let me go back. When I was talking to the females, right, and I guess they were feeling uncomfortable or their faces were looking uncomfortable, and he could tell that, right? So he comes over and he says, ladies, is this man bothering you? And I looked at her, I was like, what? And I'm pissed off already, because I'm like, I already have a hard time getting coochie and shit. So I started to get pissed off, even though I was drunk. I started to get pissed off, and I let the first one slide, and then he asked again. So I looked around, I looked at him, he saw the size of me, because I hype mogged him, right? And I'm not gym max all the way, but I'm a big dude. You can tell I've been doing my push-ups and sit-ups. And I turned around, I said, motherfucker, I'm talking to the fucking ladies. You fucking hear me, bro? I'm talking to the ladies. And he's like, okay, bro, chill. I mean, nigga, this ain't the cartoon where the dude backs away, bro. I'm like, I ain't gonna back down, motherfucker. I'm gonna give him a sidekick straight to his fucking rib cage, bro. For interrupting me when I'm talking to the ladies, bro. As I'm talking to the fucking ladies. I said it hella loud, bro. I said it so loud that the manager came and he was like, is there a problem here? I said, no, it's not a problem. I'm leaving anyway. This motherfucker was hating on me while I'm talking to the chicks, man. That's what I said to the manager. I got pissed off that he intervened, and then he didn't want no smoke when I got in his face about it, man. I ain't no motherfucking joke. If I'm sitting there talking to the ladies, I don't care how uncomfortable they are. I'm just talking to them. They didn't seem like they was uncomfortable, but I mean, shit, I was drunk, so I couldn't tell, you know. I even looked at her and I said, am I bothering you? And she was like, scared to say yes or no. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I got my shit and I had left, and I woke up the next day, I was like, shit, I was too drunk. Why did I fucking approach them women, bro? Because I had just got a win from my numbers and shit. I think I won like $1,000 or something, right? You know what I'm saying? And I went and got some alcohol, and I went in there, bro. I was feeling like Superman and shit like that. I felt unstoppable. But I tell you, that Stacy that she was hanging out with, bro. You know, she's an Asian Stacy, okay? She put me in my place, you know. She said, no, don't step to me. You are not on my looks level, baby. Literally, you are not on my looks level. And yeah, these women, they don't like to be approached by men that are below them in looks, man, or, you know. And that guy, let me tell you, that guy who I told fuck up, he did. He said, okay, man, don't worry about it, chill. I was like, yeah, motherfucker, this ain't the cartoon where I back up, you know what I'm saying? I had that happen to me before. I don't know if you guys saw that unattractive men versus attractive men cartoon by Wojak. I guess there's a guy character, this channel. It's called Lord Wojak, right? He's an incel guy who can't find love, can't find a woman. He struggled to find love. He struggled to find a woman and shit like that. Well, there's this cartoon. Some of you guys have seen it. I watch it. I think it's pretty funny and stuff, you know. But yeah. So he had that on there where, like, you know, he was showing the comparison between Chad and Tyrone, or just Chad, period, and the incel that asked for this bartender's number. When Chad asked for the bartender number, she gave it to him with no problem. When the incel looking guy asked for the number, she got upset, she got mad, and then the guy stepped in like what happened to me. Ma'am, is this man bothering you? And then she was like, I hope not. And he's like, okay, kid, you gotta leave before things get messy. You know, No, that didn't happen to me, man. He backed away from me, man. I scared his ass. You feel what I'm saying? I might have been drunk, but I still would have fought. You feel what I'm saying? You know. Cause I got pissed off, man. And you know, when I was drunk, I was thinking like, God damn, it's been a long time since I got laid. And then finally, I'm making moves, and this motherfucker want to try to like destroy my shit. That's what I was thinking when I was drunk. I would have never thought that if I wasn't drunk. But yeah, that princess attitude, that princess shit, bruh, is real, bruh. Amongst the Stacys and the Keishas, they will reject you hard. There was one chick out here, she wasn't a Keisha, but she was a black chick around here, bro. I was trying to shoot my shot at her, man. But she shot me down. And she did not want to spend no more time talking to me, bro. You feel what I'm saying? She gave me 1 or 2 words, that was it. You know? She wasn't a Keisha, she was like an average black woman. And you know what? The average women got it too. Because of all the simping that's going on the internet, bro. It's like we have spoiled a lot of these women who are average and up. We have fucking spoiled them. Today, I'm seeing a bunch of average women inside of BMWs with men and shit, man. I said, oh, this is the reason why I can't get my face matched, because you motherfuckers are spoiling even the average women. The average women got their pick of the litter out here, man. I was really paying attention to like the cars that were while I was flying the sign. I kept on really paying attention to the ladies that was in there with their boyfriends or their husbands or whatever, and I kept on seeing average ladies. Average ladies got this princess mentality too. You feel what I'm saying? That's why the average woman walk by, it's gonna be a hard time to get it. Now, are all average women like this? No. But there's a lot of them out there like that, bro. Like they don't have no interest in the average man anymore, because they can get online and get a above average man to spoil them, pick them up in a BMW. Like, dating is so good for like average and above average women that they can get online and keep on saying no to the brokies unless they got the looks to back it up, you know, and keep on saying no until they find a motherfucker who got a Lamborghini, or not even a Lamborghini, not that high, or BMW or a Benz. You know what I'm saying? They can nitpick and get the guys who got their shit together. You know what I'm saying? The doctors, the lawyers. They can say no to the brokies, but if he's a broke Chad or Tyrone, or even if he's broke and he's above their looks level, they'll let him being broke slide, because they're attracted to them. They're attracted to him sexually. Like, let me tell you something. The fat woman that I dated before the pandemic, or I think it was at the beginning of the pandemic, because we just started wearing masks. You know, the fat woman I was dating, I was broke, and she had money too. The fat chick had money, man. She had hookups with the fucking goddamn the hotels and stuff that we was going to. You know, she had hookups, man. She worked for those hotels, bro. The corporate and shit, man. Marriott and everything. She had hookups, man, and she had money. But I was above her looks level, because I was totally gym maxed. Now this is the beginning of the pandemic. Remember, I was doing that jawline check and shit like that. That was around that time. We had to close the gym down, man, because of the pandemic. Then and then I started dating her the moment the pandemic started happening, and you know, she didn't care about my finances, bro. I was buff, I was ripped, you know what I'm saying, like 6-pack abs, and she was fat, she was overweight, she was sub 5 too at the same time. So they'll let you slide with that broke stuff just as long as you're above them in looks. You feel what I'm saying? You know. And then No, I never seen sub 5 stalker, man. She been gone, bro. She in recovery right now. She had that stroke, so she gonna be, man, for a couple of years. She gonna be in rehabilitation or whatever. So anyway, they'll let you slide with that broke stuff as long as you above them in looks. But if you are below them in looks, you cannot approach them, bro. That Princess Stacy / Keisha thing is real, okay? And then, like I said, they might even get hostile towards you. Now, when I was younger, I used to approach these type of women, but they never got hostile toward me until I got fat. They used to be like, oh, how cute, and they used to friend zone me and shit. In my capoeira class, they used to have Stacy's and Keisha's in my capoeira class. For real, I ain't gonna lie. There were some bad females in capoeira class. But I never got to date none of them because they was constantly dating, looking for the Chads and Tyrones in the group. And there were Chads and Tyrones from Brazil, the Brazilian exotic dudes, in our class. You know what I'm saying? They would nitpick over me and be like, nah, he's too short. He might got a 6-pack, but he ain't tall. You know what I'm saying? I like my man tall. All the Stacy's and Keishas, they like the men tall. That's why you see a lot of guys who are 5'9", 5'8", walking around with land whales. I see that a lot all the time. The tall Chads and Tyrones, they got the Stacy's for real. And the Keishas. You know what I'm saying? Tyrone walking around with Keisha like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? When I struggle getting that, whatever he got, I struggle getting it. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I noticed that vibe about a little 7 and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And some of you guys talking about, man, that boobs, she just doing that. She's just friendly because of customer service. Boobs are just friendly because of customer service. I'm like, because I don't get that vibe from little 7. And there's a little, don't get me wrong, like, it ain't like I'm totally invisible to little 7. It's the fact that I'm not handsome enough to like make her be like, ooh, look at that dude. Let me try to get his number. Let me pay extra attention to him. Because most of the dudes who come in this cafe are average looking and below. You know what I'm saying? I can't, like, I rarely see a Chad or a Tyrone come in here, bro. I rarely see an Asian Chad or just Chad himself walk into this, those are the only dudes that can get like probably little 7's attention. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like me, she'll look at me and be like, he's okay. I had better. Taller. I've had taller men. So, nah, you can't approach these women, bro. These women will reject you so goddamn quick. And it's a brutal rejection too, man. It's the hurt your feelings type of like rejection, where you just feel like you just can't approach nobody at all. Like I said, I don't get that vibe from thickums. I don't get that vibe from boobs. I don't get that vibe from who else? From shorty pants. You know what I'm saying? And shorty pants part 2. I don't get that vibe, bro. You know what I'm saying? But from little 7, oh yeah. She walking around with that long ass hair, looking all sexy and stuff sometimes. I'd be like, God damn, little 7. I like to get that, man. Man. Even though she is short, man, I still would hit that, man. I was like, shit, fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? She got a little curve on her too, man. She itty bitty shit. Itty bitty little thing with curves, man. Like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? But these women are, they've been taught since they were little, man, that they're princess and nobody can approach them but Chad or Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? And you a guy that's average looking at best. No, you bet not. I mean, they'll put you down, but it won't be no brutal rejection like a guy that's sub 5. If you sub 5, man, they be ready to fight you. I told you when I was fat, I was sub 5. Boy, how dare this motherfucker, this fat, greasy motherfucker approach me? I was listening to Loser Baxter, bro, and he was saying that shit. Boy, I was laughing, man. How dare this sub-5 speak in my presence? Like she's a straight up princess. That's what I said. It's the princess vibe. That's how princesses act. You know, they don't want to be bothered with somebody that's below their looks level. Even if he average looking, she gonna friend zone you or put you down slowly, put you down carefully. That's what happened to me when I was at 24 Hour Fitness, man. You feel me? I was walking and talking with this I was walking and talking, and I thought we had something good, man. You know, this one woman that was a 7 in looks, right? Stacy or whatever, and she was tall and she had nice curves on her and stuff like that. I thought I was gonna get some, and next thing you know, man, I guess I asked for the digits or something, or her email, or I think it was what's that well, anyway, I think it was Twitter account, or forgot the name of it, man. My memory is gone, man. But I was trying to get her contact information, man, and she ghosted me like a ghost on Pac-Man, bro. Like, I thought we was she was talking to me and shit. We was vibing and stuff, man. You know, I didn't get that princess, at the time. This is before the pandemic. This is like 6-7 years ago. So I was looking a lot younger and better looking. You know what I'm saying? This is back when I was Gym Max, when I was on steroids. You know what I'm saying? And I was getting all kinds of like attention from females who were 5, 6s, and 7s. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was Gym Max. That's why I was Hellcat X, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I was getting all that attention, and it was just getting to my head. So all of a sudden, I was just like, Hellcat X, nigga, Hellcat X. But anyway, that girl ghosted me like there was no tomorrow, bro. Like, I didn't hear nothing from her again. And then I seen her like about 6 months ago, bro. Come here at this cafe here, man, and she had lost a lot of weight. I was like, God damn, that's her. She done got skinny. And I didn't even like her no more. I liked her thicker before the pandemic and shit, man. And then, she looked at me. She saw that I gained a little weight. So she didn't treat me badly or nothing like that. And she didn't give me a whole lot of attention. But she did, speak to me and shit like that. And then I saw her again. And then she didn't stop and give me none of her attention, none of her time like she did when I was Gym Max to the fullest over there at the at 24 Hour Fitness and shit, man. And that's when she gave me a lot of attention. I guess because I gained weight. This is back 6 months ago when I put on pounds. But I noticed that there was a guy sitting down, and I noticed that she stopped and talked to him for like 15, 20 minutes. And then when she was on the way out, because I sit by the door, right? On the way out, she just waved at me and kept it pushing. I was like, oh, see, that's how you know when a female like you, when she stop and give you some of her time, 15, 20 minutes and stuff like that, man. A lot of these Stacy's and the Keishas, they ain't gonna do that to a guy who they don't like, right? So she gave him all that time, and that kind of shot me down. I was like, man. And then she just waved at me on the way out, and I was like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But she had me thinking, that I had something going, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm Gym Max, I'm on enhancements and stuff like that, I'm like buffed out to the fullest, you feel me? So like, man, and I really thought I had something special with her. You know what I'm saying? And she was long legged, she was tall, dark skin, caramel. I think she was Filipino or something like that, man. maybe she had a mixture going on with Filipina and Thai. I don't know, man. But she was of Asian descent, and I was just like, you know, but you put on pounds. That's what they do, man. That's why I'm afraid to like go back to being fat again, because I saw how I was treated and rejected so hard by these women that I don't ever want to go through that ever again. And I know for a fact that I'm going to get old and it's going to happen. But that's why I say I'm getting it back. So that way, even though when I get to be 55, 60, I got some pull because of my money. That's why I'm prepping for them days right now where my looks are totally gone, where I'm wrinkled up. I'm 55, 60, 65. You feel what I'm saying? When my physical is no longer catching them, I lean on my money. You know what I'm saying? That's what older men do anyway when their looks are gone. But yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about too, bro. The princess attitude, the walk by you and don't see you. You're basically like a fly on the wall, bro. You feel what I'm saying? They just don't see you, bro. You're not tall enough. You're not good looking enough. Even though I consider myself as a good looking guy, when I'm working out, I'm at low percentage body fat, but I'm not good enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not handsome enough to pull a Stacy or a Keisha. You feel what I'm saying? Because them Stacys and Keishas, they're on a whole nother level. Just like the Chaz and Tyrones is. They're in the 8, 9, and 10 bracket, bro. Now it's 7 nowadays. 7s are acting like that. Little 7 acts like that, bro. Just don't touch me. Don't look at me. I'm a princess. Don't approach me or I will get pissed off. You feel what I'm saying? How dare you approach me? If you do that, man, good luck, bro. You're going to get your feelings all the way hurt. That's why I don't. You think I'm gonna approach a Keisha or a Stacy? You think I'll do that, bro? Hell no, bro. Cat will be laid down on the floor with my feelings hurt. Just like, just take it. I think one time when I was drunk, I was talking to you guys and I saw like a female that was pretty walk in, and I gave her a compliment. I said, "Yeah, girl, you look good," because she was looking in her mirror and shit. I said, "Yeah, girl, you look good." She looked over to see who said that, and she looked at me and she was like, she just looked at me like, how dare he say something like that to me? That's how she looked. I told you, it's that princess vibe, bro. Don't get your feelings hurt. But at the time, I was drunk, so I didn't care, if I got rejected, bro. I was like, whatever. I knew she was out of my league anyway, so I looked for the rejection. See, the only way you could stop that princess vibe with these females is the bag. They will tuck that princess vibe away. I don't care if you sub 5. You got a lot of money. They ain't gonna be acting like that towards you. That's why I say you guys got to get that money, especially the sub 5 guys, man. These women, that princess shit will go out the window. That princess acting shit will go out the fucking window, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Hell, I acted like a prince when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? When I used to get approached by women who wasn't on my looks level, I used to back away and try to run away, or I would just hit it one time and quit it. If she had some nice tits I like or something, or she had a nice booty or something, but she had a messed up face, I would just like hit it and run, basically. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the females who would approach me back in the day when I was a 7, I used to have the prince mentality, like, reject them. But I didn't like reject them hardcore. I just stopped talking to them, or I would try to avoid where they be at. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, money will stop the major generals. What's up with the major generals? Money will stop that princess shit, bro. That's why you gotta get it. Because when they see you, especially if you got like looks and money and status, well, not looks, but let's say you got status and money and status or whatever, and they know who you are, they seen you on television, or they see you in the movies or something like that, they'll approach you and they'll put that princess vibe, they'll tuck that shit in, you know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? You won't sense that about them. But if you a no-name guy, you ain't got no money or status, they don't want you approaching them at all. Matter of fact, they will be hostile towards you, or they'll sick their friend on you, their male friend on you and shit like that. You know, they'll try to fight you too. Like I said, when I was fat, bro, I had some Stacy's and, you know, on the dance floor when I was trying to dance with her friend. Right, her friend was not that pretty. You feel me? Her friend was like a 5 in looks, so I felt like I could pull that one. I didn't like, I didn't approach the Stacy's and shit, man, because I knew they were out of my league. I knew they were gonna say no to me. But I went to the 5 and I tried to get with her, and she didn't have no problems with it. But her friends, the Stacy's, they had a problem. They pointed me out. They was like, "Hey, you gotta leave. You gotta leave." So then they took her away, right? But then somehow they ended up back over to my spot. So I started trying to dance with her friend again, right? And then one of the Stacy's just got hella mad, and she had that princess like rage, and she starts got in my face, about to fight me, right? I think she took a swipe at me or something, and then security had came, and I don't, did they kick me out of there? No, they separated us and shit. But I left. You know what I'm saying? I had left, man, because I was embarrassed. I was hurt. You know what I'm saying? I felt very ugly, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to get to the 5, the girl that was a 5 in looks. But the Stacy's wasn't having it. This is back when I was overweight, fat. And I think I was just trying to get back in shape. So I lost a few pounds, but it wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? But these women, they got some type of like anger issues against you, bro. Like when you sub 5, okay? They will hit you if you let them. You feel what I'm saying? You know, they will hit you. They will humiliate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, she taking out the garbage. You know. I had to be quiet because Thickums came out. You know, I don't sense that vibe from Thickums. You know what I'm saying? She's sub 5. She below average looking, so she has no place to like act like a princess. You feel what I'm saying? Especially if I'm above her in looks. I'm above Thickums in looks in the face. The facial features is above hers, so that's why it's a lot easier to talk to like her and not get the princess vibe. Because every single morning she asks me how I'm doing, you know, but not little 7. No. She could care less whether or not you in the place or nothing like that, man. She just don't. To her, she don't exist. You feel what I'm saying? You don't exist. I mean, you feel what I'm saying? You're like a fly on the wall, bro. That just don't exist. To Stacy's and Keisha's, most men are unattractive. You know that? To the Stacy's and Keisha's, even if you're average looking at best, that's still not good enough. Average for her is not good enough, bro. You have to be a Tyrone. You gotta be Chad. You feel what I'm saying? You have to be a Chad or a Tyrone. Because you're not on her looks level, she's not gonna respond to you, bro. You ever notice have you ever had a long conversation with a Keisha or a Stacy? Huh? Top tier black women, top tier white women, or even a Chung Lee, or whatever. These women will shut the conversation down. And how dare you approach them? Oh man. How dare this sub 5 approach me and speak in my presence? He funny when he said that, man. Hey, check out Loser Max, bro. Was it Max Losing or Loser Maxing or whatever? Loser Maxing, that's that dude there, bro. He funny as hell, boy. He break it down though, you know what I'm saying? Loser Maxing, that's his name. Anyway, I'm gonna go in here, man, and charge his phone and stuff, man. That was a good day today, man. I made like about $150 flying the sign. I did it 3 hours, man. So that was like $50 an hour. That was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I could have made more, but I didn't want to stay out there no more. I mean, I got enough to play my numbers and eat food for tonight. Yeah, silence, sub 5, be gone. Yep, that's how they are. You guys have a good night, a good day. I'll be back on later.